Welcome to another episode of City Speak, where we give listeners an insider's view of what local leadership in America means today and features conversations with leaders and experts regarding the biggest issues facing America's cities, towns, and villages. Today, we're sharing a panel discussion about America250 from our 2026 Congressional City Conference in Washington, D.C. From the conference stage, NLC President Kevin Kramer spoke with local leaders from Harrisonburg, Virginia, Baltimore, Colorado Springs, and Philadelphia on how city, town, and village leaders are designing and driving the celebrations this July 4th. Enjoy the America250 discussion, and we'll be back again next week with another episode of City Speak.
Good morning. In 2016, the nonpartisan U.S. Sesquicentennial Commission was established by Congress to orchestrate a big celebration that engages Americans across the country in designing the largest anniversary observance in our nation's history. America was built from the local level, and there is no better group to discuss how America's cities, towns, and villages are driving the America250 celebrations than our panel today. Please join me in welcoming our panel, Baltimore Council President Zeke Cohen, Colorado Springs Mayor Yemi Mobolade, Philadelphia Mayor Sherelle Parker, and Harrisonburg, Virginia Mayor Deanna Reed. America's cities, towns, and villages are part of a national effort to honor and elevate the 250th anniversary through storytelling, recognition, and innovation, and continue to shape American democracy from the ground up. My first question is to Mayor Parker. Lots of people are coming to Philadelphia to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, but the city will also host a World Cup game that will draw international guests as well. Tell us, what does this mean for your city, Mayor?
First, it's an honor and a privilege to be here with the people who are closest to the folks on the ground, all of our local and citywide elected officials. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Woo-hoo. Thank you so much. Listen, Philadelphia, the birthplace of American democracy, as we celebrate our semi-quincentennial, we get a chance to allow America at its core to remember who we are. And all of these amazing events for us, from FIFA, MLB All-Star Game, PGA Tour, all of those events are wonderful, but the fact that we have the opportunity to stroll through history, when we know we have a bit of a hope deficit right now in our nation, and we'll get fueled and be able to take back to all of our respective regions a reminder of what American democracy means, and that no matter your race, class, socioeconomic status, zip code, religion, sexual orientation, or identity, our democracy, American democracy, means you. So Philadelphia's ready for you. Come on.
Thank you. I think several people just went online and scheduled the trip. They've got their plane reservations. So Council President Cohen and Major Reed, how are your cities celebrating or preparing to celebrate America's 250th anniversary?
So I'll go ahead and start. And again, thank you for inviting Harrisonburg to be on the main stage. We're excited to be here. Harrisonburg, we kind of call ourselves the capital of the Shenandoah Valley. We kind of named ourselves that. We are the heartbeat of the Shenandoah Valley. And the Shenandoah Valley is known for Civil War history, but we want to tell more than that, right? And so we have a couple of events that we are featuring. One is the Harrisonburg History Trail, which shows 20 different places across the region that will give all types of different history in a a personal way. But I want to tell the story of Lucy F. Sims. Lucy Sims was born in slavery, and she later became the most influential African-American woman educator. And the story that I like to tell about Miss Lucy, as we call her Miss Lucy, is that she taught for 57 years and only missed one day. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking about how I'm calling out on Wednesday for the rest of the week, right? We also have another event that we're highlighting. It's called Stitching Together History. It's an exhibit at our Virginia Quilt Museum, which will feature over 250 quilts representing people, places, and events from Virginia history. So we're about 2 hours away from DC, so come on down. I know you're going to Philly, but come on down to Harrisonburg as well.
In Baltimore, we are excited for our celebration. We have fireworks, we have festivities, but the piece that I'm most dialed into is a partnership with the Reginald F. Lewis African American Museum, where we will be discussing Baltimore's history, the good, the bad, and the beautiful.
Come on.
All right.
I started my career as a middle school history teacher. And the thing that I taught my students was that true patriotism means knowing and wrestling with your entire history.
That's right.
Even the parts that you may not be proud of.
That's right. That's right.
Yes. Yes.
And like Baldwin said, that to love your country gives you the right to criticize your country.
That's right.
And yet we are in this moment where parts of our history, parts of our scars are being sanded away, books are being taken off of shelves and out of classrooms. And it is precisely because I love my city that we will remind folks that in 1910, Baltimore was the first place in America to segregate through city code. Wow. My forefathers. That we were a pioneer in redlining. That we had racial housing covenants that banned both Black Americans and Jewish Americans like me from living in white Protestant neighborhoods, that we fought a war on drugs that morphed into a war on communities of color. But we'll also remind folks that Baltimore was a pioneer in rail travel, that the B&O was the first in the country, that Thurgood Marshall changed American jurisprudence as the first Black Supreme Court justice.
I'm sorry.
And that, thank you, Mayor. And that in 2020, Baltimore was the first city in the United States of America to have legislated trauma-informed care so that our communities could begin to heal. And what I think is most important in this moment is that Baltimore this last year experienced the least amount of homicides in our city's history. And we did that through community policing, through Mayor Scott's public health approach, through investing in the communities that had been left behind. We did that by knowing our history. And the thing I want to impart to folks is, like our elders used to say, when you know better, you do better.
Mayor Yemi.
All right, in the state of Colorado, so we have a couple of things going on. You have America's 250th anniversary, and Colorado is celebrating its 150th anniversary. So it's called a centennial state for that reason. Yeah, 100 years exactly from the Declaration of Independence when Colorado was birthed. So we're doing a couple of celebrations, and across the state, there are a number of initiatives. We have the Drone in the Sky, Stories in the Sky, that is going across cities. We have the efforts to encourage residents to climb the 14ers. These are mountains over 14,000 feet. And then we have the free digital state tourism tour to encourage residents to visit different attractions across the state. In my city, in the city of Colorado Springs, we have a lot of assets that are just connected to the American story. We're a proud military city, 5 military bases, the Air Force Academy, NORAD, and a number of other assets. But one of the most American thing in my city, and this is what I want to encourage, so all the leaders in the room, find the most American thing in your community and capitalize on that. For us, is that we are home to America's mountain. My city helped birth the beloved America the Beautiful. So when we talk about Purple Mountain Majesty, that comes from Colorado Springs. So about 7 a.m. in the morning, you can see that hue. It's pink, it's purple, it's in the backdrop of the city. And so we're going to encourage summiting that mountain. We're going to have live music from the mountain, and hopefully the U.S. Forest will allow us to do fireworks. And then one more thing that we're going to do as a community, among many other events, we're championing 150 neighborhoods in the city to do 150 meals. It's kind of this 150 neighborhood initiative. And the spirit of that is this celebration gives us an opportunity to restore what's best of us as Americans, to bring us together, be nonpartisan, bipartisan, and bring humanity back to who we are as a country. And so that's one of the things we're going to be doing.
So, Mayors Parker and Yemi, can each of you talk about what kind of impacts you expect to see in your respective cities from the 250th celebrations?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. So storytelling. We're going to tell the story of Colorado Springs. We're going to tell the story of America the Beautiful. We're going to tell the story of we're actually going to, and sorry to all the cities west of the Mississippi, we're going to promote our city as the best city to be west of the Mississippi, for the America's 250th anniversary. Another asset that we have in Colorado Springs is we are nicknamed Olympic City USA because of all the Olympic assets. We have the headquarters, we have the museum, we have the largest training center, we have 27 national governing bodies of the Olympic movement. And so a lot of Team USA spirit is going to be alive and well. But probably the second, and for me, feels like one of the most important things is we're going to create space for reflection and renewed civic pride. Because this moment, like I said earlier, gives us a moment to just pause, reflect on our history, not just the past, but where we are going. Because as you all know, our nation is divided. I mean, that's not a surprise. But I want to remind us, this is not the first time we've been here. That's right. As a student of Abraham Lincoln, we were actually more divided in the May 1800s. Yeah. But guess what? We came out stronger. And this is a moment, like Mayor Parker was saying, you know, there's a hope scarcity. There's a hope deficit. Yes. This is a moment to renew hope, to renew a sense of civic pride. And so, again, the 150 neighborhood gathering initiative is going to help with those, with that hope.
I want to piggyback on Mayor Yemi and affirm this. I think for each of us as local officials, one of the things that it is essential that we do is to ensure that all of our semi-quincentennial celebrations in our respective cities, that they are not just viewed as being in downtown proper or wherever the center of the universe is. So I want to stick with you with neighborhoods. Philadelphia is the city of neighborhoods, and so we will have 250 neighborhood-based celebrations so that all of Philadelphia and America, when visiting and the world, you will be able to travel and experience all that is Philadelphia. You know, if you're in Philadelphia, you come for Philadelphia, but you stay for Philly. When you eat our food, you sing our songs, and you dance our dances, arts and culture, creative economy, it brings everyone together. So the economic impact is just as important to make sure that small and local businesses are the focus of benefiting, because this is about the business of 250 as well. And finally, they would kill me back home if I didn't do this right now, and I need you all to go to the App Store. I need you to download 2026 Access Philly so you can get a calendar of every event that will be happening. I want you to join us on July the 2nd. if you can. Mayors across America will gather at City Hall. We will march to Independence Hall, visited the President's House exhibit that was taken down, but we're in the process of getting it back up right now. So we'll be, and again, in a bipartisan, nonpartisan fashion. We don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent. This is for all of us to get reconnected to our roots. And finally, I don't know the age brackets here, but I want you to know this. If you remember what Woodstock was like, if you can remember Live Aid, you need to be in Philadelphia on Independence Day if you can sneak away. And because we are going to have a global legacy experience in our celebration of freedom in concert. And if there's anything that brings us together, it's music, art, and culture. We'll remind the world that we are one Philly, a united city. And when we all get together, we are one America, a united nation.
That's right.
Absolutely. So, there we go. I also want to touch, I'm sorry, Mayor Reed, Council President Cohen. I also want to touch on your communities and how they've been getting involved in this celebration. So could you share a little bit with us? Sure.
So, Harrisonburg is already an engaged community. And so I could talk about Harrisonburg all day because that's actually my hometown. And what makes Harrisonburg special is that we're 56,000 in population. So, we still consider maybe a small town, but we're really not. We have two universities in Harrisonburg. James Madison University is our state university, and Eastern Mennonite University is our private university. But what makes Harrisonburg special is out of that 56,000 people that we have over 76 different languages spoken in our school system. So we are a very diverse community, and we love that. That's what makes us strong. So with our engagement in our community, we have a lot of different organizations and nonprofits that are already doing the incredible work educating people about our history. And so we're going to just join in. The big thing with us is partnerships. So that's how we're approaching the 250th anniversary, is joining in with what's already being done. So I have a list here. I have to make sure I follow this list so people get mad at me, because if I go off script, it goes the wrong way. So I'm going to stick to what I have here. We already had the reading of the Declaration of Independence. We have the historical walking tour that's done by Bridgewater Historical Society. We have the We the People exhibit is hosted by Rocktown History, and a living history demonstration day at Fort Harrison in nearby Dayton. And then, of course, with James Madison University right in our backyard, JMU has also done some incredible partnerships and events. They hosted several programs during our kickoff weeks, which was with students and community members, and they had a birthday bash for their namesake, President James Madison. And so we're going to continue to highlight those events. We also had the Virginia 250 Mobile Museum that came to Harrisonburg High School. So we're going to continue to highlight those events as we go throughout this year's celebration.
Great. So, Council President Cohen, can you share how your community is engaged?
Absolutely. In Baltimore, everything that we do with and through community. And that's why our murders went down. That's why our population is going back up. That is why our renaissance will happen. And I truly believe we are in this moment right now where people are craving connection and community. That is why I believe cities will save America. And it's why I am, thank you, Mayor. and it's why I'm so grateful to the NLC for bringing all of us together. And I saw this dynamic the other night. We're doing a charter review process in the city of Baltimore where we're rewriting our city's charter. Friends, it is a tedious, challenging job, but there we were in a church basement in West Baltimore. 30 people showed up. And they got the passion, they got the energy, they are mad and sad and glad, and there's just this joy about being able to participate in governance. And so, like Mayor Parker said, we are in this moment with America 250 where it gives an opportunity for people in our cities to see themselves in the story of America. And that is what I am most excited about for this moment that we're in.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. So as we close, I want to ask each of you to take a moment, give us a chance to dream with you. How are you envisioning the future and preparing for your community for the next 250 years? Mary Emmy.
250 years from now, and that future generation is going to look back and look at this moment. And as leaders who lead communities and cities, we have an opportunity to really help shape the narrative for the next 250 years that future generations are going to look back to this moment. Everything feels hopeless right now. But this is a moment. We have to, and we must capitalize on this moment. It's a moment of promise. It's a moment of possibility. It's a moment that we also get to leverage our own individual uniqueness as a city and individual story. When I think about my story, I came into this country as an immigrant from Lagos, Nigeria, and built a life in Colorado Springs. And I became a citizen 8 years ago. 5 years after I became a citizen, I ran for office. And thank you. That it really is the promise of the American dream. In many ways, I represent the new immigrant American story. And being a mayor of a top 40 large city, and there are only 2 of us immigrant mayors, and Mondami is the other one. And this provides an opportunity to put that story, for me to put that story in front of our residents, in front of this country, and remind ourselves of what's best as Americans. We cannot lose sight of that. So yes, you hear the debates, you hear the imperfections, you hear, but there's also the promise of who we are as Americans. And that is the opportunity right in front of me and right in front of all of us.
Great.
For me, it's, for Harrisonburg, our vision is that we are a city for all. And we work toward that every single day. That no matter who you love, where you come from, if you call Harrisonburg home, you feel safe,
That's it.
you feel taken care of, and you feel loved.
That's it.
Our tag is that we're the friendly city. And there was a time, because I'm from Harrisonburg, I didn't like that tagline, right? And when I got on council, it was important to me that we were who we say we are. If we say that we're the friendly city, we're the friendly city for everyone. We say we're a welcoming city, we're a welcoming city for everyone. I'm the first Black woman to be mayor of Harrisonburg. And I say that because of the shoulders that I stand on. When I became mayor, I was the only woman on council. Now my council is women-led.
Wow.
We have our first refugee on council, Nasser Al-Sadoun. I want to shout out my council members because I know they're in the room. Vice Mayor Danny Fleming, Councilwoman Monica Robinson, and Councilwoman Laura Dent. And Councilman Nasser Al-Sadoun. So we now reflect the city that we serve. And so that's what we continue to strive to be, that city for all. And that's what we want to continue to do for the next 250 years.
That's good.
Go ahead.
Okay. As mayor of the city of Philadelphia, and Madam Mayor, you know, you make me think about that. People often say, we can't believe that you're the first woman mayor in the city of Philadelphia's history, first woman in 341 years. And I always tell people, it sounds nice. It does sound really nice when you introduce me, and I'm humble, but I want you to know I didn't run to be a footnote in somebody else's history book.
That's right.
And I say that to say, as mayor, I've made a commitment to the people of our city that if they gave me the honor and privilege of leading, I would work to make us the safest, cleanest, greenest big city in the nation with access to economic opportunity for all. So when I think about the future, the work that we are doing now has to translate in a tangible way in which people in our city can see, touch, and feel that the systems and processes that we needed to make sure were available as it relates to public education and access to economic opportunity and workforce development so that they can be put on a path to self-sufficiency. I'm a teach me how to fish kind of girl, product of humble beginnings, raised by my grandparents, born to a single teenage mother. There's a certain amount of dignity associated with earning your place in space when no one gives you anything. And so we want in the next 250 years in the city of Philadelphia, we want our rainbow coalition. I'm thinking about the Reverend Jesse Jackson. We want, no matter where you come from and where you start this race called life, we want you to have access to the opportunity to be self-sufficient, and you don't need government to do anything except for pay your taxes so we can provide these services. Thank you.
All right,
Baltimore will continue to be a city filled with grit and grind, heart and chutzpah. We're a city of doctors and longshoremen, artists and innovators, creatives. And what I love about Charm City is that we are going to be the place that regrows its population, but doesn't displace the working class people that built Baltimore in the first place. And thanks to Mayor Scott and my colleagues and all of our communities, we are going to continue to lead the nation in reducing violence, not through mass incarceration, but through a true commitment to public health and investing in our people.
That's right.
And so when we look back in another 250 years at Baltimore, it is not just going to be the place where they shot the wire. It is not just going to be the best crab cake in America.
That's right.
You all should come if you haven't. But it is going to be the place where people regain their sense of pride, their sense of dignity, and where we push back against every stereotype and every narrative about the Rust Belt that's ever been written, and where our people truly win.
Nice.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you for joining me up here. So local government certainly has a big role to play in celebrating America 250, and an even bigger opportunity for us to add some local flair and make this celebration a true reflection of our amazing communities. I want to thank each of our panelists for joining us today and sharing their experiences, planning for what they will surely be great celebrations worthy of remembrance. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to City Speak with Clarence Anthony. If you like this show, let us know. Share this episode with your friends and make sure to subscribe. We're curious to hear what you think, what you want more of, and how we can improve. If you have feedback or an idea for a guest you'd like Clarence to sit down with, send us your thoughts at cityspeakpodcast@nlc.org. Join us next month for a new episode. Like and subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts. See you next time.